Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is the 24th of March. Happy anniversary, Bebe and Keely. I forgot to tell her on the phone a few minutes ago. It's their anniversary today. And this is Flosstube number 168. I have a finish and some stitching, and I grabbed a few more Easter things to show that aren't in the display back here. And so we'll just get going. I haven't been home much this week. I got to see friends and be with friends, so that was super nice. And then next week I will get to see, I'll see Ashley at the stock show here in town, the expo, the county one, and give her her Cardinal Kin. So I'm gonna grab these up though. This is, and I didn't put on the back here like I should have. I have to go back and look up what this one is. I believe it is a Brenda Gervais with that needle and thread. These have been scattered around the house, and so I thought this morning I'd grab them and show them. It is so dang cute. I love it. It's on a piece of tea-dyed blue even weave. So it's cute. This is one of Hands On Designs hip hop, and here is it's one of the ones she did with Priscilla, and it had the two pieces in it. So these are two of the pieces. One makes a little picture, a little bag. I made mine a little bag, and then I have this just on a little magnet. But that's Hands On Design and Priscilla with Stitching with the Housewives. And then this one was in a magazine. It was in For the Love of Cross Stitch, September 1989. So that shows you some of these are going way, way back. But I thought to grab them because one of y'all asked about, that one needs to be dusted. I just had it sitting on the shelf. This one here, the 4 bunnies on, and it's just on some white linen. It is from the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, September, October 1987. So it is from a long time ago, but I know they're still available on the secondary market. You can get them like on YouTube. My gosh, this is YouTube. You can get them on eBay. There's nothing wrong with me this morning. Good grief. But I just heard from Bebe, and she's gonna drop Catch Off. She has a picture session at 11:30. So we may or may not get to see him for a second before, if we're not done before he gets here. I worked on my Halloween Rules by Liza Kade. It is available at 123 Stitch. I'm doing the whole long piece there on the back. Right now, I've finished Wear a Costume, and I'm working on Eat Candy. Each one of the little charts has 2 little designs on it. And you can see last night where James Williams said, let's go to bed. And I said, okay, because I was already tired. So when he said he was ready to go, I said, all right. I stayed up really late one night this week because I got to go help my friends. One of my friend's sons is running for city council or re-election on city council. And so he was having a get together. And so I got to help her go fix food for them to have. So pulled pork and what she had, brisket and pulled pork. We made sausage balls, spinach balls. She makes those cookies, those beautiful sugar cookies, and decorates them. The aunt does, Susu. And so she did those and had done chocolate chip cookies. And so we were just getting it all together and bagging the cookies and all this. So it was fun. Now, of course, by then I was tired, and so I didn't make it to the get together the next day because I don't get to see them enough anymore. And so I was really tired. So I didn't get home until 12:45. So then I was wore out the next day. So I didn't go to the get together, but that's okay. Because I mainly just wanted to help get the food ready. I can't vote for him because, well, they can't either. Because he's city council and we all live outside the city limits, so we're useless. But I do love going to see him. But this is Liza Kade Halloween Rules. This is the first one. It's F104. They all kind of have a little number, and I'm trying to put the little deal on here, and it ain't wanting to go. There you go. Put it on that side then. So my little header is all done. Wear a costume is done. And I've got Eat Candy started. So you see there is a piece of candy on the side. I need to put one more candy in the candy bag. I had to take out some stitches on my candy bag because I had it one too long on the side here. And then I just did little straight stitches for my moon, so my moon would have a little bit of a different texture on there. But I am enjoying this so much. Some of your LNSs may still have it, so check with them. And I have heard from several of y'all that don't have an LNS. I'm going to encourage you, if you don't have an LNS, to just pick one. Pick one. The Stitch Niche in Arlington is wonderful. They're so sweet, and you can call and they're helpful. So even if it's not your local LNS, just make it be your local. I mean, they will be more than happy to help you with a linen choice or changing a fabric choice, or when they've not had a color I needed, they'll pick one that's close and they put a little tag on there that says, sub for grits or like this. So they're so helpful. It's so nice to have somebody you can call, because yes, it is convenient just to click online and order. Yes, that is crazy convenient. But it's also nice to be able to call somebody and get them to help you make a change if you have to. So just bear that in mind. Any of the Needleworks shops will be more than happy to help. And if we lose all the brick and mortar shops, we're not going to be able to go in and see, models on display, things like that are just, it's so nice to go in and just look around. It's so beautiful, and all threads hanging and the fabric stacked, and it's just crazy nice. So if you don't have an LNS, I encourage you just to pick one. Just pick one. If you're up around Strongville, Ohio, Shelly at Just Stitch and Ink is fabulous. And you can call her, and she is so helpful. Like I said, even if it's not really close to you, even if it's not close to you at all. But they're nice and helpful, and it is really nice to have somebody to call when you have a question about swapping something out or switching something around. So bear that in mind. So check with your LNS and see if they have it before you go to 123 Stitch. If not, 123 Stitch, they have everything, and they ship quickly, and they're wonderful. So just bear that in mind. But I am loving this, and I can't wait for next year to have it finished and framed and ready to show. I'm loving it. I love the little dog and the ghost with that flochet thread. He is so good. See how good he shows up? Okay, and there he is. Okay, Patty had asked about the Floss thread. It is, I would say, about the same. Don't tell me it's like 2 strands of DMC. It's the same thickness as 2 strands of DMC. I would say Sulky is about that, close to that, but the Floss, this thread is so much smoother going down than the silky thread. The sulky thread. The sulky thread has, it's very like a cylindrical, like it is literally like a cylinder, and it lays down like that. And this goes flat like your regular embroidery floss goes. Let me see if I can find something here to put up next to it. It's kind of, well, we were going to talk about my Lena Sampler next, and it has that on the edge. Now, we'll see if I can get this to lay down where we can look at it side by side. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. My mouth is peeling today, I'm not sure why. Sometimes if I use my mouthwash, it feels like it's too hot. It makes your mouth kind of peel, or it makes mine peel. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put this up here and we're going to see if we can make this work. Okay. Here you can see how the white Floss by DMC looks. And then this border is a sulky thread. So you get the same coverage, but this thread, the sulky thread, stays kind of round. It doesn't go lay flat down like this. So I would say the coverage is still, yeah, the coverage is comparable, but it is not the Floss, the DMC Floss or Flosstube, whichever goes flat, it lays down, and the sulky one, it stays like this. It stays kind of round. It stays kind of round when you stitch with it, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know if it does, but that's what I feel about it looks like when I'm stitching with it and when I'm done with it. The white Floss gave me really good coverage, and Donna said they have 86 colors of it at 1, 2, 3 stitch. They carry it in 86 colors. So if you have something you're stitching on and you're having a hard time finding something that's giving you the coverage you want, you might check that and try that. I was not aware of anything about this thread, but that is a lot of colors and a lot of choices for you to have. There are my messy threads. Right there. So that is Halloween Rules by Liza Kade. And I worked on it this week some. Put my needle back in there like that. I had it stuck in the fabric. Okay. Now this is my Lena Sampler by Wicked Stepmother. It's actually Love Is Not All, but it's Lena for short. And it has the, it has Frankie's favorite poem from Edna St. Vincent Millay on here. And I'm stitching it for James and I got my second tree finished. So I am so happy to have my second tree finished. And let's see if you can see kind of where I'm at, what's going on with her. Here. She is on a piece of 36 count vintage rose. I can see her just fine when I'm stitching on her. But she is a Wicked Stepmother on her Etsy site, and here is my horrible copy of her. Wretched copy. Just terrible. Really terrible. And here she is. She is beautiful. I love my yellow house. I love my trees. My border is finished. My alphabet's finished. I have these two little heart flowers. They go here. And then I need to finish this row across here. And then Frankie just put 2 hearts. There's just 2 hearts out here. I'm gonna put mine and James's monogram out there, I think. I think that's what I'm gonna put out there. So you could do initials. I'm gonna do a monogram on ours because if not, James Williams says jaw. So I'll have DLL and JW, but you know, WJA, like that. But I love it. And then I'm gonna put the kids' names on here. So I'll put the kids' names just out in here somewhere. I'm not sure where. That's a whole other thing to think about. So this week, hopefully I will finish both of those little flowers right there. That's my goal, is to do these little flowers on the side. And so that'll be done. And then I'll just have this across here. So blue, yellow, yeah. So I have enjoyed it. It is a beautiful stitch. It's beautiful colors. I changed them up a little bit, but I stinking love it. So I hope some of you will be tempted to start it and do it because it's so pretty. I love it. So it's been fun this week to get that tree done. I love when I can tell I'm progressing along. And I'm gonna try to finish, you know, I had my, 19 or 20 back in, let's see what I have here. 19 total whips in July of 2022. And I'm gonna try to get rid of all my old ones by then. I have 3. I have 7 left. Yes, 7 left out of the 19 total. And so I'm gonna try, I would like to get, the Noah, it was new when I started, so I don't care if I finish it by then, but I'll be working on it. And Halloween Rules is huge. But my North Wind is coming in on a finish. My Woolly Winter's coming in on a finish. And my Wild Hedgerow House, I'm just gonna have to bump it up and get it done. So, and this was my other one, was my Lena Sampler. And I've never stitched anything for James and I, so this will be super fun to get finished. He was so sweet because it was cold when I was gone that day, and you know, we're not always the nicest people in the world. But when I got in, he had given up at 11 o'clock and gone to bed, but he had put my little hot things, those hot things that have rice in them. I have 2 of them in the bed. In the cold, I put them in, he heats them up and put them in there when we get in the bed because I'm always freezing. And he had heated them up and put them in the bed, so they were still pretty warm when I got in there, but I was freezing. But so I didn't stick my feet on him, which, you know, I wanted to because he's always like an oven. If I had that much body heat, well, for one thing, if I had that much body heat, I'd probably weigh literally nothing, like 80 pounds, because he's like a furnace, like some kind of an inferno. He's like burning at all times, and I am freezing at all times, except when I have a hot flash, and then I burn up for a second, and then I'm cold again. Very inconvenient. Very inconvenient. But I did get to finish my barn on the North Wind. So my barn is finished. So this week I'll do the tree, the fence, and finish my border. So this one should be a finish this week. I thought I might finish 2 this week, but I was out visiting now. Tuesday I went, Aunt Becky and Uncle Chuck were in town. So I went over to Daddy and Annie's and spent the biggest portion of the day over there. And then I went to Susu's in the evening so I could visit with her and Patty and Chris while we cooked and got things ready for Travis's city council get together. So I was over there till 12:30. We had the baby shower on Saturday, which came out wonderfully. I will say I did not like the first hummingbird cake I made. It was good, but it wasn't a hummingbird cake to me. So that was Susu's recipe that she'd used that she got out of Martha Stewart a long time ago. And it did not work for me. I mean, it was good and everybody loved it. And I did the dried pineapple flowers, and which I let get a little bit too burned because they took forever. So the next morning I stuck them back in and they got a little burned, which, you know, makes me sad, but let's see if I can find a picture of it. But it was, so then I went this week and made the one from the Martha Stewart. Okay, you can see some, well, they look really black there. They weren't that black, but there's my hummingbird cake with the dried pineapple flowers. It got 2 down on the edges. They still tasted good, but, and I didn't bring y'all this last week. I was telling y'all about Ashley's babies and the Cardinal, and I forgot to get this. So you can see Briar, and you can see Brazos in the background. Briar is, I mean, the Cardinal is just right there in front of her finger. So I told y'all I forgot to bring my iPad over here last week. So I'll see her this week to give her the Cardinal Kin picture. So anywho, back to the North Wind. This is the North Wind by Little House Needleworks that I've just said time and time again. The cover photo just does not do it justice. But I got my barn finished. And it is so pretty. So this week I just need to finish my border, do the other little tree, the snow, and then it has 2 little pieces of fencing on either side of the barn. And then there's a little bitty robin down there in front of it. So this one is just nearly done. I didn't use all the called fors because I didn't have them, so that's fine. I did use Manor Red by, you know. Holy moly. Anywho, I use Manor Red. I cut off some of the dark pieces. They used to be Crescent Color Works, and this says Crescent Color Works, and it's not anymore. But I cut off like this end right here that has a really dark. I would just snip it off if I was at a place that I already had some dark, because I wanted the barn to look like wet, old red paint. So and it's not looking red at all in here. It looks purple, but it's red. And you know, in a barn, you need to do your boards up and down, not side to side. Barn boards go up and down, not side to side, if y'all don't know that. It'll look like a house if you go side to side. So I have stinking loved this. It is on a piece of 40 count Sea Storm, and it's beautiful. It is just beautiful. Beautiful thing to stitch. It's gonna be beautiful when it's finished. And I am loving it. So that one's been fun to work on this week. Like I said, even though I haven't been here very much. And the one night I was so tired, I just moved some old DMC over onto floss drops. I was too tired to stitch one night. I didn't trust myself. So another night I did not get any stitching, and then the night I didn't come in till 12:30, and I left the house before lunch. Didn't get any stitching done that day either. So I haven't had done as much stitching, but I've done other fabulous things like visits. So okay, now Woolly Winter, is that right? North Wind, Halloween Rosalina, Woolly Winter. Woolly Winter is up. Put it on here. If I can. Oh, there we go. That's gonna work great. I thought this one would be I thought it was gonna be too short. This is Woolly Winter by Shepherd's Bush. It does have specialty stitches, but like I told you last week, they give fabulous instructions for their specialty stitches. You'll know exactly what to do. They're very clear. The cover picture, Woolly Winter by Shepherd's Bush. And it's another one of those that it has a beautiful cover photo, but you cannot see the needlework so good. I wish it was closer up. And I got caps of wool and then the herringbone stitch down above it. So this week I did caps of wool and the herringbone stitch. And then I have maybe one or two little, one row of specialty stitches and then the snowman. So, let's see here. That'll work. Look at there. So there's a little snowman up there. So I have one more row of specialty stitches, I think, right under him, possibly. Nope, that's the herringbone. So next I will start on the snowman. I'm ready for the snowman. So he's just coming right along. He's another one of my 19 that I want to get finished up. So cute. And one of the other ones, y'all, is stitching. Barbara says she's stitching on Woolly Winter too. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. It is precious. So precious. But I'm enjoying the specialty stitches. I'm enjoying everything about it. It's so cute. Now my finish, I guess, is my Smiling Cat. Smiling Cat got a finish. Smiling Cat by Cat-Durene Jones. It is one of her freebies. I'm stitching it for Hannah Coe. And I'll FFO it and send it to her. So you can see how to spell Durene Jones' name. And there is the way she stitched it. So cute. I stitched mine on blue, on a piece of blue that I had here at the house. And my little lattice work, I just did with a yellow sulky. I didn't put the gold metallic on there. But it's so cute and I love it so much. And I hope Hannah will love it. And then you can't really see it, but right here, I put 2023 in the lattice, and then over here in the lattice, I worked DLW into the lattice over there. But could that kitty get any cuter in those blossoms? And he is so cute. And I thought I had a frame he would fit in. And I didn't. And so then I thought, because it and this one right here, I had this one in a white frame last week. This is the Spring Blooms by Shepherd's Bush. I had it in a white frame, and then I tried putting Smiling Kitty in here, and it fit better. I mean, it barely fit, but it fitted. But I didn't like it with this frame. I don't know, it just was too much. So then I thought maybe the white frame would work on this one. But it didn't. It was overlapping onto the trellis. So I'll have to get a frame for it and get it done. But it turned out so stinking cute. I love it. I was so excited to have it finished. The girls haven't seen it yet. They're gonna love it too. They love, Hannah is real good about sending them stuff in the mail, and they write each other snail mail and all this. So they're gonna love us framing it this weekend and getting it ready to go off to Hannah and Mochi. So it will be getting framed and getting on its way to Hannah and Mochi this week. And I think that is my finish and my whips. I did get a piece of Happy Mail I want to show before I forget here. It is such a cute card from Deborah. And look at those cute little flowers with little shiny things in them. So thank you so much, Deborah. I got stuff made cards yesterday. So for the birthday party, because we have a birthday party tomorrow for Jonathan. And so my nephew and James's mama have the same birthday, and so we'll do theirs together. Kendra, happy birthday to your grandbaby. Vicky, the COVID was an ordeal for Mike and them, especially since the girls, thank goodness, did not get sick. And like I said, Justin got him some Paxlovid immediately because, he's a guy. And Micah just, continued to die. So she's still exhausted, and they had the zoo, which was Aria's only and first field trip this week. So she, of course, was not going to miss that. And she is in the clear. They're not contagious anymore, but it whooped her. I mean, that was enough. So they've been pretty tired all week. And then Aria, she loves to be helpful, right? She loves to help. And she loves to cook. When I picked them up on Monday, and that's when we made the hummingbird cake out of Country Living, which was so good. And we made angel biscuits, and I'd made broccoli cheese soup earlier in the day. So they were, they love to cook, and it was nasty outside, so I knew we weren't going to go to the park or anything because it was yucky. So we spent the evening cooking, and then Micah came over and ate dinner. Her coffee still tastes like dirt, and then the broccoli in the broccoli cheese soup tastes like dirt. So it's still, her taste is still, messed up from it. But Aria, while they were sick, well, Justin was feeling better. They got back here, and Justin was outside working on Sunday. Micah was dead to the world on the couch, and Aria decides that she's going to help do some laundry. So she puts some stuff in the wash machine, and she can't get the thing open that has the little pods, your detergent in it. So she just she goes into the kitchen and gets a dishwash pod and throws it in there. And then there's another bottle, and she isn't sure what it is, but she figures since it's down there with the laundry thing, you should put it in. So she pours bleach on there. So a set of sheets, Micah's pajamas, and Kiwi's denim skirt all got a little tie-dye effect. And she put stuff in the dishwasher and ran it. And I mean, she loves to help. She is a little helper. So sometimes it's a little more help than you need, or the different kind of help than you need. But bless her heart, she is always trying to help and trying to be helpful. So yeah, the COVID was something else. Barb, I am so sorry for your friend. 36 years is nothing. If you've suffered a SIDS loss, I don't think any amount of time is ever going to make that, the loss of a child, I don't think any amount of time is ever going to make that just not make it any easier. I just don't think it is. So I am so sorry for your friend. Okay, Nancy said that she lost her brother, and that ever since then, a cardinal will come and tap on her window. And she says it's her brother aggravating her, which made me laugh because I was just over at Chris and Susan's, and outside the church, there's the columbarium. And his sister, Kelly, is in, her urn is in one of the little squares of the columbarium. And when I go by, I run my hand over it and I say, hey, Kelly. Of course, Chris, being the brother, bam, 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 hey, Kelly, every time he goes by. So, yeah, you must have had a brother like Chris, because still, Kelly is in the columbarium and he's still beating on the door, beating on the window. So there's your cardinal right there. So I bet he was a great brother, because Chris was a great brother. And Chris, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate them. Helen S. got to go to the Stitch Niche, and she said it is such a beautiful store, y'all. If you ever have the chance to go, it is small. Out on the outside, you think it looks so small. It looks so tiny. And then, it's just like a little strip store. It's not in an old vintage house or anything like this. You just pull up and you're just like, It does not. You do not know. Before you enter that door, you do not know the treat you're in for. Those walls are covered in the most beautiful display models, and oh my gosh, some of them are so tiny, done over one on like 40 or 46, and some of them are just big, and there's just every kind of stitching. on every size fabric, and it is beautiful. So I'm so glad you got to go and you enjoyed it, because they're super sweet, and that store is a beautiful, beautiful surprise. At Tammy, she says she's stitching on the pink bird. I am doing the pink swallow. I'm gonna start it on my birthday. That was sent from Daleen, so that gives me a little bit of time to get some fabric. It's a pink swallow sampler by Brenda Gervais, Country Stitches Online. And this will be my start for my birthday. And I am so excited. I love that bird. I love that bird. I don't know who I'm gonna make this one for. I should make this one for Good Old Girl. She used to always use that rhyme for us. Little birdie with a yellow bill hopped upon my windowsill with sparkling eyes and feathers red and said, "Wake up, Niecy, you sleepy head." She would always put our name, you know, whichever name in the little rhyme. So I should do that one for her. Oh, Carol, I do think that all things have a place to be and have a person to be with. She said she started stitching something once and thought she would give it to this person. And then she thought she would give it to this person. But by the time she finished it, something had happened and it was just exactly right for that right person. And I do think that's how that works sometimes. I think things have a place they need to be. And I think that, you know, they try to get there. Charles said he had never heard pinch a plug out of somebody. And let me tell you what, pinch a plug is a thing. And that's what we would get when we were kids. And I'll say I did it to my kid, because I had one that would act up in church all the time. And my grandma would pinch you on the back of your arm if you was acting up in church. And CJ, I mean, he had the hardest time in church when he was little. And I took him little things to keep him busy. But then as he got bigger and should have been acting better, he was still all wound up. It's just hard for some people. They should have a place at the back with some walking treadmills at church. I'm just saying. Or a place that you can walk back and forth back there, or I don't know. Some places have that baby room. And I guess you could go in the baby room if you could stand the screaming. Or some of those balls you can sit on and bounce instead of sitting in the pew. Because being raised, my parents and grandparents were Baptist. And, you know, you're supposed to sit there and be quiet. And, you know, the hell and damnation rains down around you. And even when you stand up to sing, you're supposed to just sing and be real still. And, you know, the back of the pew has the back of the seat in front of you comes up, and then it has like this little thing here, right? Like that. And my daddy would always say, that's for you to hook your thumbs on. If you feel like you need to raise your hands up, you don't. You need to just hook your thumbs on that pew and hang on, okay? So it's just, there was no room for wiggling or anything. And now I would do things differently. I would just say, dude, go walk back to the back. Just walk back and forth across the back. I don't know. But that wasn't a thing then. And I wasn't the person I am now. But yes, you would get a plug pinched out of you. And that's the thing. Okay, Teresa, you said if you got to do an art card, you would do the studio, and I'm sure I say the word wrong, Ghibli. So I had to go look. And I did not realize that was Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke. And I mean, that's some great art. That is some great art, but I did not realize that was the name of all that. CJ would have known had he been here. He has always been my anime go-to and was my introduction to anime as a child. He always loved it. And so anime and comics, you know, he took me down that road. So I did not realize that till I went and looked, and then I was so excited. So if they have one of those, I'm just going to flip out. But they probably won't, but that would be wonderful. That would be so wonderful. Okay, Diane said that she heard that Hobby Lobby was going to be closing out like a lot of their fiber arts and crafting stuff, and was just going to go to being a decorating store. I had not heard this. So if so, everybody going to have to find an LNS and just call them, because find you an LNS that maybe ain't very L for you, but it can be your LNS. Okay, last week, before I forget, shares. Okay, this is the heart. Karen Barnes. Karen Barnes, Cardinal, Neil, Stephen, or Stephen, I'm not sure which one you do, Neil. Neil, Stephen, Neil, Stephen. October, Heather Ellis. Heather Ellis. January is, if I could read my own writing, Beverly Laws. My writing is terrible, Beverly. I am sorry. And Char J57, Spring Blooms. Char J57. Now, I did not hear from, hey, Patty Cat, what you do? Jolly Happy Soul. Janet P. I didn't hear from you last week. Winter Run. Leslie Radford. And 7 stars, Barbara DeLong. And I think that's just, Patty, please be careful. Lord have mercy. Oop, careful. That may be everybody. Okay, this week, before Patty knocks everything over, hey, do you want to say hi? Come here. Oh, come here, you silly girl. Oh, Lord have mercy. You want to say hi? Is that what you want to do, huh? You don't. You don't want me to pick you up. Can you say hi? You's pretty girl. You's pretty girl. You's naughty, but you's pretty. Yeah. You's naughty, but you's pretty. Okay, this week we have this by Raise the Roof. It is so cute. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. This is Raise the Roof Nautical Fence. Use the word fence like this word here. I know sometimes y'all have a hard time knowing what word I'm saying. Use the word fence right here. Then Liberty Sampler by Liza Kade is so cute. Use the word sampler. Isn't that adorable? So cute. This is one of Sally's, I think, that she sent. And I think I own it for myself. So this is Summer by Country Cottage Needleworks. So dang cute. And I think Priscilla and Chelsea, maybe one of them just did this part. Was it Chelsea that just did this part? Maybe? But it is adorable. So use the word summer for that one. This is Threadwork Primitives, Happy 4th, which is beautiful. Use the word happy. Like if you're happy and you know it, like that. Then this one is beautiful, and I want somebody to stitch this and show me they've stitched it, because this is out of my realm. I don't think I could ever get this done. It is so beautiful. So use the word discovery. Look at that. Voyage of Discovery is the name of it. It's by Stony Creek. And it is beautiful. So beautiful. And it says it's an official project of the Christopher Columbus Quincentenary Jubilee Commission. And it is so pretty. But y'all, it is, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. 212 by 156. So it's not, and it's big. I mean, they've got it printed up big where you would easily be able to see, you know, which one, where you're at. I mean, it is a nice big print, but I don't know if I could ever get that finished. So if I decide I can, I'll go back and get it somewhere else, but it is beautiful. So discovery. So use the word discovery if you're interested in that one. I don't think I have anything else this week. I probably rushed a little bit because I think Catching Baby will be here in a few minutes, and I'm gonna start this guy uploading before they get here. I I don't know, I hope her photo session is inside somewhere because it looks like the bottom's about to fall out of it outside. It's real dark and cloudy out there. So he and I will just have us a right good old time while she's taking pictures. She's not feeling very good either. She sounds awful. So I don't know. Allergens and everything right now around here are just something else. But yeah, the clouds out there are looking ominous. We have those around here a lot. So, but the corn's in the ground. It looks like we're gonna have a good corn year. So anybody who's stitching knee-high by the 4th of July, just keep it coming because it's in the ground and it looks like we're gonna have a good corn year for the first time in several years. We have had terrible corn years here lately. I have mail over there to mail, but I did not get to the post office, so I'll probably run this afternoon to the post office. I did not make it this week. So stack of mail sitting over there. So any of the rest y'all holler and I can get these together and get them to y'all. So y'all have a happy Friday and a great weekend and enjoy your stitching. Bye.